there in TV land. I'm Drew Munson.
I'm Andy Obermuller.
And I'm Ryan Johnson, and we're the three zany guys who will be bringing you the first season of Trojan Magazine for the 93-94 school year.
For our first episode, we'll have some of Trojan Magazine's traditional segments, such as Question of the Week and Vashti's Bungalow.
We'll also be introducing some brand spanking new segments throughout the year that are sure to take a place in your heart, along with the likes of the Partridge Family and Green Acres.
As you may have noticed, our set looks kind of bare. We're in the process of constructing a new one that should be done for the next week's show. So just kick back and enjoy the show.
Certainly when you look outside and you're outside, it certainly is fall atmosphere weather-wise. When we have a fall atmosphere, we're certainly in the football season. And with us today we have Coach Dennis Hale, our football coach, as everyone well knows. And we've had played 2 ball games thus far, Coach, and we played with Fairmont and Redwood Falls. Tell us a little bit about the opponents. Tell us a bit about your season thus far.
Well, so far, Bash, we're not off to a real good start. We're 0-2. The 2 teams that we played are very good football teams. I think by the end of the year, we'll look, and if either one of them has more than 1 or 2 losses on the year, I'll be surprised. So our schedule matches up with some of our top opponents early in the year. We're a young team. We lost a lot of people a year ago. And really, our goal is to get better every week, and so we're hoping by the end of the year that we're in the playoffs and we've gained some momentum. But we've learned some hard lessons. The first 2 games we have not played particularly well, and the fact that we played against good opponents, we haven't been in either game.
Well, Coach, when you look at Fairmont's season last year, getting off to a rather slow start for them, and then really picking up momentum during the end of the season, and I'm sure we're hoping the same thing for this particular team.
Right. Well, Fairmont only lost 2 games all year last year, so they didn't have a bad start or anything, but they really did gain momentum at the end of the year. And they beat us at home. They beat Redwood at home. They beat Spring Lake Park at home during the playoffs. They made a great run and made it to the Dome. That I think is the goal of any team, is to be at your best during the playoffs.
I know we lost 21 of 22 football players last fall, and certain last year, and this certainly is a loss. But each year, each team takes on their own little background, or whatever you want to call it. Tell us a little bit about your team, some of the seniors you have returning, and what you're looking for from each individual.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. With each team is different. I think they take on the personality of their senior class. We don't have many this year. We have about 12, and most of them did not play or start a year ago. They saw limited duty. Jeff Drent is our only returning starter. He returns at middle linebacker, and he's also starting at fullback. Other people who saw extended action last year, Chad Lindquist and Chad Selberg, each played quite a bit in the offensive line. This year we're asking both those guys to go both ways again. Shane Brink saw some duty last year, and again, he's a mainstay in our team, and he's been battling an injury right now, so basically we are going to play a couple games without Shane. We had Lei Thong belonging in our program in the younger years. He had a knee injury last year. He's back and gives us some quickness in the backfield, and we're happy to have him. Ty Timmons at quarterback, of course, is a key position. He saw action last year, and so he comes in here with a little experience under his belt, but he's a very good athlete, and we're looking for a great year out of Ty also. And I'm sure I've missed a few people, but those were the ones that played more than the others a year ago.
I know that you had some injuries, as you mentioned, with Brink, but you also picked up a slight injury this week with your own son, how do you feel that he's going to progress with that injury? Is it something that short-lived, or is it a type of injury that could last a long period of time?
Well, are you referring to Adam or are you referring to Ty's injury?
I'm referring to Adam's injury.
Okay, Adam was knocked out briefly in the Redwood game, and he'll be all right. He came back in. Right now, actually, Ty pulled a muscle, a hamstring muscle in his leg on Friday night, and he's more questionable. And so, both those guys got dinged up a little bit, and we hope we can use them. We're going into the Jackson game, I think, short on some people, but yet others are gaining experience. And I think when we get everybody back, we're going to be a little bit deeper. We're playing a lot of people both ways right now. I prefer not to. We'd like to keep them fresh. And so I think we're developing some depth now early in the year where when we get into the meat of the schedule, we'll be able to go one way more than we have been.
As you look down the season, of course, Redwood Falls was tough and Fairmont was tough. Who do you look at as some good football opponents as you continue on your last 6 regular season games?
Unfortunately, I look at our league and I really think it's an up year for the league, that everybody is tough, that there is no weak team in the league. I think Laverne, looking at their 2 games, has really gotten off to an impressive start. This may be the year of the Cardinal if you look at the Fairmont and Redwood and now Laverne, but they're all on an upswing and having a good year. Jackson's played very well. They could be 2-0. They lost a heartbreaker, their opener. Wyndham's talking about, the big size that they have and the veterans back. They're excited. Pipestone has played a couple of games without their star, Stover, and now he'll be back, which will make them much tougher. And, Marshall and Worthington, people always say, are, programs that year in and year out are going to give you trouble. So you look at our schedule, and the non-conference opponent we have is that easy one up at St. Peter. And, as you know, they're always very good. So our schedule is very tough. The thing about it is, Don, that if we can win in our league and play with the St. Peter's and Fairmonts, then by the time we get to the playoff, we feel that we can beat the people there.
I know that you had mentioned some of the teams that we do play in the playoffs, and some of them are in our own, and we pick up Mankato's and St. Peter and those teams. Do we have any other, is there a football change at all, and any other teams that are coming into our area that were not in there in the past?
Laverne actually has been in and out of our section, and they're out right now, and they're down in B. Waseca comes back in. Waseca has been in and out, and now they're back in for another year or two. They've been, I think, going between maybe Section 1 and Section 2. So there isn't, a brand new team here, but it's teams that have been in here before. We've never played Waseca. That's probably about the only team now in our section that, one way or another, we've never played. I think New Ulm would be the other one.
Coach, we always look forward to watching your teams play. They play with a great deal of enthusiasm, and I know that some of the kinks that are out there now certainly will come about. They played not as well on defense the first ball game. They picked up some defensive momentum the second ball game, and I thought your kids played very well at times in both ball games. So we're looking forward to watching him play, and we certainly hope against Jackson, which is always a big rival, that we can come to the top and play very well and come out with a win. And we want to wish you and your coaching staff and the team best of luck during the whole season, and have those injuries heal up fast and have a good year.
Well, thank you. We do feel we made strides this week against Redwood, that we competed and played a lot harder, and if we can take another step against Jackson, maybe we can get in that win column.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. like me. I say right. Just a bit like me, I say right, left, right.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind, hey, Mickey.
The senior high is way better than junior high. You can do practically whatever you want. The teachers probably don't even really care. You can go out to lunch, eat anything you want. That's about it.
All right.
Junior high, stuff like
What
that.
I like about the senior high is you get to go home for lunch and you get to go out to eat for lunch, because it's a lot better than eating the school's food. What I don't like about the senior high, I don't know, I haven't been there that long.
I don't know. Lunch. I like the open lunch hours and the freedom.
You get a lot more freedom than in junior high. And I don't know. Just the teachers are cool. It's all around good school.
Well, it's nice we have a lot more freedom here and we can go out to lunch.
Well, I like that you get to go out to lunch, that they treat you like you're an adult here.
Everything. The school is just better than any school I've ever been to. So, yeah.
Here's a look at some of the new faculty members here at WHS.
This is Mr. Bob Hewitt, the new assistant high school principal here. Mr. Hewitt's educational background includes a master's degree in educational administration from the University of North Dakota and a bachelor's degree in biology and physical science from the University of North Dakota. He will complete his specialist degree in educational administration this fall. He served as assistant high school principal at Larrymore, North Dakota prior to Worthington. This is Mr. Craig Kroger. Mr. Kroger graduated from Southwest State University in 1980 with a Bachelor of Science degree in biological science and middle school science. Mr. Kroger has a Minnesota coaching certificate and has coached junior high track and football. He has taught science in the Sioux Valley Round Lake Brewster schools and the Worthington Area Learning Center. Craig enjoys teaching, coaching, and bodybuilding. This is Miss Mary Burning, Media Center Director and National Honor Society Advisor. Miss Burning is a 1993 graduate of College of St. Scholastia in Duluth, Minnesota. Her home has been Albertville, Minnesota. While in college, Mary served as secretary to the Kappa Sigma Sigma Honor Society for the top 10% of the junior and senior classes. This is Miss Brenda Alderson, Vocational Business and High Star Newspaper Director. Mrs. Alderson is a 1993 graduate of Southwest State University and Ruthton, Minnesota High School. Miss Alderson has achieved the Dean's List several times at SSU and was an honor student at Ruthton. She enjoys sports, health, and fitness, working with people, and is a licensed basketball official. This is Mrs. Kathy Brandt, the new home economics teacher. Mrs. Brandt is a graduate of the University of Minnesota and is currently enrolled in the master's program at the U of M. Her professional experience includes extension educator and assistant professor, U of M, Minnesota Extension Services in Nobles County. In 1991, the Minnesota Association of Extension Home Economics recognized Kathy for the Outstanding Instructional Videotape and the Research Study Abstract Award.
Hi, and welcome to Trojan Magazine News. I'm Ryan Johnson. Turkey Day festivities start off on Saturday with a free pancake breakfast from 9 a.m. until noon at the People's Natural Gas Building. At 9:30, the 5K fun run for Heart Health Shoot for the Moon, sponsored by KWOA, will begin. And then around 10:30, the 10K competition will begin. At noon, we will have the Kitty Parade on Main Street. Moving to 1 p.m., Rod Grams, the United States Congressman from Minnesota, will be the featured speaker. It's race time at 1:30. The turkeys will strut their stuff down the street. At 2 o'clock, the Grand Turkey Day parade will move on down the road. Might I also add that the school band will be performing in the parade. Start off your evening at 4. Go to Chautauqua Park for crafts and entertainment. Grab your seat around the lake at 8 because the lighted boat show will begin. It is sure to light up the evening. And for all you party animals out there, come check out the Interstate Cruisers at the Worthington Hockey Arena. They will begin at 8:45 and they will play till midnight. And that wraps it up for the Turkey Fest on Saturday.
And now for Trojan Magazine Sports. As you may know, the Trojan football team has lost 21 of its 22 starters from the 1992 playoff season. Jeff Drent, the only remaining starter, is a senior. On Labor Day weekend, the Trojans traveled to Fairmont to clash with the Cardinals. They pushed hard, but couldn't come up with a victory as Fairmont came out triumphant with a score of 26-13. The Trojan offense moved the ball well, with some help from Ty Timmons, who was 8 for 10 passing, and from Shane Brink, who caught 4 passes. But the defense gave up big plays that hurt the team. Again, the score, Fairmont 26, Trojans 13. The Redwood Valley Cardinals finished second in the Southwest Conference in 1992 with an 8-1 record, with their only loss coming from the Trojans. But they were ready to get revenge on the young Trojans last Friday. The 0-1 Trojans played good defensively, but the offense suffered as they were shut out 19-0. Jeff Drent, Chad Lindquist, and Todd Sandbo all had outstanding defensive games for the Worthington Trojans. Next, the Trojans butt heads with the Jackson Blue Jays at Trojan Fields on Friday. Now on to cross country. The Trojans cross country team participated in the New Ulm Invitational on Thursday, September 9th. The Trojans boys varsity ran well, finishing 10th out of 13, with Fairmont placing first, Mankato East second, and Hutchinson third. In girls varsity, the Trojans finished 9th out of 10, with Rocori, Fairmont, and Windham taking up the top 3 spots. The junior varsity boys finished 8th out of 8. A few Trojans boys who had good days were Troy Peterson, who finished 38th in the 3-mile run with a time of 18:40. Chris Buxengard, also in the 3-mile run, finished 56th with a time of 19:31, and Andy Weemy had a time of 19:39, good enough for 58th. The Trojan girls varsity in the 2-mile run finished as follows. Erin Greeley finished 36th with a time of 13:13. Holly Hansen finished 43rd with a time of 13:34, and Carrie Cool finished 55th with a time of 14 flat. And now to Andy Overmoller.
In local tennis action, on Tuesday the 14th, the Worthington Trojan girls tennis team hosted their Southwest Conference opener against the Pipestone Jasper Arrows. In singles play, the Trojans swept the Arrows 3-0, and in doubles they split 1-1. The Trojans tennis team won the meet 4-1, and they are now 1-0 in conference play and 2-5 in dual meets. Their next meet is on Thursday, September 16th, and they will be against the Marshall Tigers. On to volleyball. On Tuesday the 14th, the Trojan girls volleyball team traveled to Sioux Valley Round Lake Brewster in non-conference action. The Sioux Valley Round Lake Brewster Raiders won 16-14, 15-5, and 16-14. The volleyball team is now 0-3 on the year, and their next game will be on Thursday the 16th, and they will be hosting the Marshall Tigers. In Worthington High School news, there will be a Pep Fest on Friday. Also, yearbook distribution. We will now go to Roseanne Couperis for an on-the-field report.
Watch for the yearbooks. You can pick them up this Friday.
Thanks for that hot piece of information, Roseanne. Yearbooks will be handed out at the concession stands. Also, if you did not order a yearbook and would like one, we would ask you to contact Mrs. Alderson. That's the news for now.
This is the story of 3 guys who are forced to eat breakfast together each and every morning.
You will see what happens when people stop using their napkins and start throwing food.
Watch for it on Trojan Magazine, The Cereal World, coming soon.